three missing Montgomery College students continues in Frederick County.
And I got to play with your wand. It was great.
Yeah, you did.
Definitely fun.
Keep going.
Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I've been looking forward to this. I've been excited. I'm sure they have too.
Oh yeah.
I know Evan's
Not
a little
really.
bit high right now. You want to show everybody your bong? You actually got water in it this week.
That's how we're.
We got a new
That's
bong
like the
this
talk
week.
of the show. Is dry bong.
It's got water in it.
Okay.
So Dutch, we were just out. I know I was communicating with Dutch a lot when we were in the desert, and
Okay.
the first thing that happened when we got there, people were asking, "Can we drink the water?" And somebody was like, "Don't you know you never drink desert water?" And I feel like they were fucking with me.
I wouldn't. I mean, the chances of you catching something are probably not great, but also if you do, it's going to be
Unfortunate.
awful. So yeah, I would not. Did you drink it?
No, we got a ton of fucking bottled water from Costco. That's what we did the whole time.
You mean they
Like
were
tap
telling you
water.
not to drink the? Oh, the tap water is fine.
Okay, thank you. I'm like, well, we're gonna take showers in it, so what are we gonna do?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not like on another planet.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why my mind went to like you guys were huddling down, getting water
Yeah,
out
I
of puddles
pictured you
in
like
the desert.
drinking out
Like,
of a creek.
yeah.
Hey, we didn't have a lot of money, but we had more than that. Okay, we weren't drinking puddle water while we were out there. Jeez, Dutch. I think I want to just start this way, and I want to, we've all been waiting for you, and I feel like everybody's been waiting for Horror in the High Desert 3 too. So can we
Oh
just
my God.
start talking about the Amazon thing and get it over with?
Dude, that was like, first of all, the longest 3 months of my life.
3 months.
I mean, it was such, every other movie I have released from the time it has been delivered to them has been like days, not even weeks, just like a couple days. So my stupid ass, I'm like, this movie's on its way to your eyeballs, blah, 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 blah. Could be a couple days, could be a couple weeks. If there's one thing I wish I could go back and redo, it would be that. Because people were like, I just felt like cruel telling people, here it is. And then fucking 3 months later, the messages I was getting from some people, holy hell. And then,
man.
of course, when it comes out, I'm like the last person to know. I was like, we were filming part 4, and we were in this tiny little town called Tonopah, Nevada. And I think it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. David goes, and by the way, I took like an ungodly amount of edibles the night before. So I was like in outer space when this happened. He was like, I think your movie is out. And I knocked over like everything on the nightstand at the hotel trying to get my phone. I was like looking at it through one eye, like this close. And I found out through Susie's post, the actress that plays Gal, and she found out from you guys, from your post. Like,
Okay.
how did you guys, did someone just like randomly see that it was on Amazon?
Someone
I don't
probably
know,
saw
Terrell,
it.
Can you answer that?
Yes, I don't know. I saw people like on Reddit was going crazy. Like I was like going through the found footage Reddit, and people were like, "Oh, is this movie doesn't it even exist?" Like
Yep.
people like over that 3 months were just going crazy. Like, oh, and I wanted to comment, but I didn't. I let that shit just let them wonder. And they were just going on about it, like, "Oh, I don't think this is ever going to come out." And then I woke up the next day too, and I saw it was posted. I think Final Footage might have posted it. Hey, it's out now. And then I saw everyone else sharing it. I'm not sure where it came from, but I guess it just popped up. And then it finally did, and it's been great reception, I will say. A lot of people have been really liking this movie. So I'm excited for you. Long time coming, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, dude, Dutch, people were accusing us of faking that screening.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and you won Best Director and Best Feature and from the jury from that event. And it was great, period. You've been slaying the competition with these jury and audience over the years, Dutch.
It was
Period.
so exciting. That festival is so much fun.
Mhm.
Tell us
People
more.
are always like, they're like, why don't you do more festivals? And I'm like, well, they're just, none of them are like this one.
Mhm.
This one's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It feels like you guys have really created like a community of people who like return every year.
Oh
And
yeah, for
so
sure.
when you go to it, it really feels like you're going to like a huge party kind of that
Yeah.
lasts all weekend.
That's how
Yeah.
we feel. Also, Dutch, when people tell you that, let them know too that we almost break every rule that any real film festival has. And one conversation early on when we showed Horror in the High Desert, I think we did it digitally first, and you popped in the chat, and that was a lot of fun. But with
Mhm.
Horror in the High Desert 2, we showed it in person, and it was already out on Amazon. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember having conversations with other programmers out here and people in our own team, and it's like, can we show a movie in a theater that's like, if anybody looks at our program, they could Google it and be like, oh, I'll just watch it right now. Like, why would
Yeah.
they come out? And the answer was because they're never going to see it in a theater again. And, thank you for coming out too,
Yeah.
because that really made it an incentive. Like, if you're a fan, come meet fucking Dutch and Susie and David. So
Yeah.
It was
You know.
so crazy that people like flew there for the premiere. That was
Yeah.
my
Mhm.
first
For
time
part
having
3,
that
yep.
experience. Yeah, I was like,
Yep.
Yeah,
holy
didn't
shit.
someone come? Someone came from like the East Coast, right? Like from
yeah,
all the way
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
across
this
the country.
really
Yeah, they were
sweet
so
girl.
excited for that movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it floored. I think that was the most packed from that whole fest was your movie, that closing movie of this year. Period. Yes, it was great too. The tension you built in this, and like it made me even question a lot more about what we were seeing. I don't know if we're gonna spoil this or not, but there were certain parts of it. I was just like, "What the hell is this?" And you did a good
Yeah.
job with that. And I was like on
Thank
the edge
you.
of my seat the whole time. I was holding my breath. I was getting over a cold too, so that was kind of hard to do because I needed to sneeze. But it was a whole thing. So this was like looking at trees and shit. Like, is this a tree monster? I was like, what is this? Maybe I need to be on edibles, but this was a whole experience, and it was great. I loved it, 1,000%.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
So when's the Blu-rays coming out?
So the online store should be restocking within like 2 or 3 weeks. Because I was gonna do a box set, but since this is a series, I'm not gonna release a box set every
Thank
time
you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
a
People do
movie
that.
comes out.
Yeah.
So
Please do that.
I feel like you're kind of like shooting yourself in the foot by doing it. But yeah, I'll redo part 1, 2, and 3 on horrorinthehighDesert.com.
Thank you.
Ooh, okay,
I need
I'm
'em.
excited.
Yeah, I got to get
Yeah.
2 and 3 added to the collection. I've got 1, but
You have one too.
Oh,
I
fun.
rewatched them all before we recorded, and I actually think I enjoyed 3 even more, having put 1 and 2 right before them. You like just mainlining the whole series together, and I think it's impressive how you've kept such a through line through these movies, even though that you've made them so far apart. Like there's been a year or so in between each one, and you've really kept watching them back to back. It really feels like something that was made back to back. Like they really feel like the through
Thank
line
you.
is still there, and like I'm excited to see that kind of continue through 2 more.
At least, yeah.
Okay.
So
I tried.
So, well, here's the thing. Like part 4 and 5 are 4 is almost done. 5 we've started, and so I've said 5 because that's like what I'm working on now. But I have plans for like 10 of these.
Damn.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
have these through 2030. It's a long time.
It's funny because the found footage world has so many franchises that seem to never end. Like we have the Blackwell Ghost.
Blackwell Ghost, your favorite.
Bad Ben. But here's the thing. They're both very similar, like one-man production. They take place in like properties they probably own, where a lot of the time, like even VHS, you start to like fatigue an audience. But I think because your format is a TV show, it kind of feels like what Evan was saying. It feels kind of like proper. Like we could
Yeah.
do a full season of these. And
Yeah, yep, definitely.
yeah, so Dutch, this is a
Thank
real
you.
thing that happened. Last night I was watching a modern interpretation of Macbeth and it was one of those where all of the dialogue comes straight out of the play. And
Mm.
somehow you popped up in the conversation we had after the movie. And this has been happening regularly. You keep getting put on this pedestal of being like a new, fantastic example of American film directing. And yeah,
He's
don't act
listening.
surprised. Did you all see Trevor Henderson said
Yeah, I
Dutch
did.
has
The Koji
solidified
thing.
himself as an American Koji Shirashi?
And it's such a good
fucking
comparison.
Almost passed out.
It's I never considered like the similarities, but it is such a good comparison with his like Senritsu series and how he kept kind of a meta narrative going through these separate smaller narratives.
Yeah, you know what?
and-
Fuck that. I'm not here to wax your car, Dutch. You know what?
I like it.
You need. I want to see some like diversity in this lineup. Are we going to get something different than Horror in the High Desert? Or are you going to?
So, well,
You
in
took on my
terms of
questions.
like,
Oh, sorry.
well, actually, I'm glad you asked because, yes. So, what I'm doing, Horror in the High Desert is going to continue for infinity, because I just have so many ideas. Like, I have a document. Every time I get an idea, I either record it on my audio app, or I hurry up and type it into like this Google Doc that I have.
Oh yeah.
And all of them work within the Horror in the High Desert universe. But a fun thing I'm starting is I don't want to say like a spin-off series, but another series where my character and Gal, the reporter, are covering a serial killer.
Okay.
Okay.
Who
Hell
is
yeah, that's awesome.
who's like not caught, who's still out there like
Ooh.
operating.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a little bit of a twist to it, but yeah, so it's the same format. It's going to be presented almost like a TV show, but following a serial killer. And in this one, myself and Gal are going to be more like boots on the ground.
Okay.
Are you going to be in
like,
front of the camera?
yes,
Ooh.
with my
All right.
detective hat and everything.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that. Nice. So,
Is that one? Is it grounded in reality? Like, or is it completely fictional? The serial killer, is it based on a real serial killer, or is it something you've cooked up? Or can you tell us that?
To be continued.
Okay.
you know you can't get nothing out of Dutch. You gotta wait and see. I thought you knew. I was surprised he said he was working on part 4, but I'm ready. I'm excited. Are we going to see any more of the characters that we've seen like in the first 3 pop up again in this franchise? Like Minerva, her story was crazy. You know, stuff like that.
Yes, there will be kind of like how I did in part 3, how we come back to Beverly, Gary's sister.
Yep.
They'll be kind of woven through the whole thing with like updates on their story, but not in like a huge way. It'll just kind of it ties into the rest of the series in terms of like clues, but they will pop up again. Yeah. And Gal, the reporter, she's kind of like the main anchor of the whole series. So she's in every single one of them. Same with David, the detective.
Nice. And then another thing that popped up that was really cool, we were messaging about, was Horror Vibes Coffee did a drink for your movie. Was that something that they were in talks with you about, or was that another surprise as well?
That was so cool. I was so bummed that I wasn't in town. I couldn't go and get one.
So you didn't try it?
I didn't get to try it.
Okay. I saw Susie was up there, I think. And Marco.
Yeah.
They got their drink. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Robbie Van Fitch got one.
Yep.
Frogman.
Oh, Anthony Cousins.
Anthony got one, yeah. But I just call him Frogman.
He probably appreciates that.
But that happened because Susie went in there And for people listening, Susie plays Gal Roberts in the movie. She went in last year, I think, or
Yeah.
not too long ago for a coffee, and they recognized her. They were like, "Oh my God, you're Gal from Horror in the High Desert."
Yeah.
And that's how they were like, "Can we please get his email? Because we would love to do a drink for part 3." And then it just went from there. It was really
Oh,
cool.
nice.
So cool.
Yeah, they're awesome people.
And was that like a tea or something? I forgot what was in it, but it
It
looked
was charcoal lavender lemonade.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, like summery drink.
Yeah. Nice.
I bet it was
I
good.
would have tried it if I was in town. That was exciting. When you sent me that, I was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome! You've never
That's
got
so
your own
cool.
drink. You coming on up, Dutch? You're gonna forget about little old us."
Never.
Nice. So part 4, you said you're almost done with part 4.
Mhm.
What does that look like releasing for that? Are you going to try to premiere with Uff again? That'll be exciting.
So I really want to. Yes.
Mhm.
If I premiere at a festival, it's going to be there.
Okay.
But after the wait for part 3, I kind of feel like I want to get this thing out as soon as possible.
Gotcha.
Right.
What
Gotcha.
the fuck,
Just
dude?
I was waiting.
I was waiting for Russell to say something. He's been saying a lot.
Yeah, it's probably most likely going to premiere at UFF. Yeah. If you will have me.
Uff 8? Oh, of course.
I would say do not torment your audience again and continue getting death threats. I'm curious. You said they were being mean. Like, what happened? Were people actually like?
Well, some were just rude. Like
some were so rude.
Yeah, I saw some of the comments. Like, what the fuck is y'all problem? The fuck?
Well, that's what
Y'all better give
happened.
this shit 5 stars when it drops. Period.
Thank you. There was there were a couple dudes who, and it's funny because they always, it's the same thing every time someone acts like this. No profile picture, or it's like a cartoon character. Their profile is locked, and there's just like no information about this person. And this one guy was like, "Fuck you for disrespecting your audience," and like he turned it into this crazy thing where I was like, "Whoa, you were like really angry," and it infuriated him that I read his message and didn't respond to it. So he sent another one that was like even longer, completely unhinged, no periods. And then I started to realize this is a filmmaker.
Oh shit!
Some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, oh my God, this is another filmmaker. It was very interesting. So I finally blocked him, which I hate blocking people.
I don't. Block button. Click. It's so easy. And it just dust right out that off your shoulder now.
Yep.
Block.
Bloop.
Get the block in. Period.
Yeah, I have hundreds of people blocked on Twitter.
You lying.
Oh my
No,
god!
I do.
You don't block nobody with that dry bong. Shut up.
No, I blocked. Hey, I have a wet bong now. Thank you.
Oh my god! So Dutch, did you ever unblock Evan or what happened? I'm kidding. We all know Evan's not a filmmaker.
Thanks.
Where are you? Are you in California too?
No, he's in a shed in Mississippi. Look at that dog.
I am. That's my dog.
Oh, your dog. Look at the
Oh, I didn't
puppy.
see
Well, it ain't
him.
a puppy. That dog done seen some things, Dutch. Seen some things.
So Dutch, I totally get it with part 4. Honestly, as long as you're willing to come out and show it, we can't complain. I mean, I just got done talking about how Horror in the High Desert 2, I think it was out for a month before we screened it at of 6. And I mean, I didn't notice a dip in people. And also, like, every year you come out with Susie and David, and it's so much fun. And I don't know, I feel like people are starting to learn they're just missing out either way. And watching the movie in a theater is so different.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. which is strange too, because you make the show kind of I called it a show. You make it, your movies almost play perfectly on a streaming site because they feel like any docu-series, yet they're so cinematic and there's so much
They are.
landscape and it's beautiful widescreen. It looks fantastic in a theater.
Thank you. It's so fun. It's such, as a filmmaker too, it's such a different experience seeing it in a theater, first of all, but with an audience. There's just like an energy with it that's like, especially that audience too, people who are fans of this type of a movie. It's so exciting. I mean, I'm usually like pacing back and forth at the back of the theater. But
were you nervous? Because that theater was quiet. People were
I
so
was.
Yeah.
I was super nervous because with part 2, like most people had seen it. So even the people that came to a lot of people held out, but most people had seen it. So for part 3, I was
I purposely waited.
Yeah, no one has seen this, and it was dead quiet in there, which is amazing, but also terrifying. But towards the end, I heard someone gasp, and then I was like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think all of us, Terrell, I'm not sure where you were, but were you up front with
I was
us?
in the front. That might have been me that was gasping because I was
we were
it
all
probably was.
Dude, we were all up front, and as a programmer, it's also terrifying when the audience at 11:30 at night is being dead silent in a very like downbeat kind of film. Like there's so much tension, and you're like, did everybody like pass out, or are they like gripping their chair?
Locked in.
I think they were all focused because I was like looking for shit because every scene it was like, okay, is something gonna pop out here? Or it was very that for me at least. Like I was really engulfed into it. So I don't know. I think it was just because everyone's just focused. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
Next.
I mean,
yeah.
Y'all know we have a weird film fest where everybody shows up for the whole time. They stay for every movie. So found footage demands a lot out of people too. And it can take a toll. And especially when you're not eating or you're not feeling well. So every now and then it could be 2 p.m. You'll hear somebody like snore really quick. And then they pop up and it's like, oh fuck. So, but during that, nothing. I'm still kind of shocked, Dutch. You have such a hold over audiences. It almost feels like you're breaking rules of horror filmmaking. Like, so after that Shakespeare movie I watched, we got into a conversation if Horror in the High Desert is an anticlimax or if there's a payoff. And I was kind of like baiting the situation because I like hearing people talk about movies that we've programmed. Yeah. And so, I was hanging out with David Robson, who's a Bay Area critic out here, and he's very highbrow. Like he'll fuck with like me and Terrell and the stuff we like, but he's not shy. Scream. No, he'll talk shit on all the movies we love. And yet he was sitting here telling me, you're wrong. Horror in the High Desert has a payoff. It's just a different kind of payoff. And I was just like, damn, dude, what world am I in?
It's an emotional payoff versus like a scare payoff where most horror movies offer,
But Dutch, I don't want you to take that the wrong way, but normally we're the three people saying that. Like other people don't come to us and tell us about the fucking Amazon Prime movie that's fantastic. So I don't know. I feel like you've done a great thing for probably your career, but also the culture. I think people are taking found footage a little bit more serious because of you. Yeah.
Thank you. It's like the way this has all unfolded has still just been so like hard to wrap my head around, because you always hope that your movie is going to find an audience, but the way this is like, I mean, when I see some things online, I'm like still blown away at the like reach that these movies have gotten to. And it is funny because I hear that conversation a lot with like the payoff or no payoff, and people are like very firm in either way. People are either like, this has no payoff, this is all for nothing, or people are like super passionate about the way it ends. For me, I just want to tell good, like interesting stories. I also am like afraid to fall into a pattern where everyone is going to expect a crazy ending.
Yeah.
Which
I
I
mean,
actually
they're all-
think. Dutch, do you ever think about your first movie and how there is kind of a crazy ending there, and now you've kind of dangled that carrot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because people
Is that
I
your
think a lot
first
of
movie,
people
Dutch?
expect
Have you
it.
done anything before that, or any
He did
shorts or
Reap
anything?
Town and some other stuff before that. I've seen Reap Town is one of the
Oh,
earlier
yeah.
I
ones.
asked Dutch. I didn't ask Evan.
Evan, what else has he done?
I did. I love you, Evan. Thank you. I've done a movie called Reap Town that takes place in a rail yard.
Okay.
A movie called Infernum that takes place on a train that's like stranded in a tunnel.
Wow.
It also stars Susie from Horror in
I
the
love
Desert.
her.
She's so great. So great. She's so fun to work with. She's just super professional and like I love working with her. And then my first movie is called Hunting. They're all on Amazon.
Okay.
And it's a little thriller about geocaching.
Oh,
Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah. I haven't done that since high school, but we used to always go try to find the little things around our town and put our names on
Yeah.
it.
It's so fun.
It is
Yeah,
just
you got to
super
super
explain
fun.
it to Terrell. Yeah.
Oh, are those all found footage? Or no? Okay, just checking. Just for people listening, because I've been trying to. Anyway, but what is geocaching or whatever you say?
So it's kind of like an adult treasure hunt.
Okay.
I think the app might be actually called geocaching. I'm not sure, but there's several apps where you pull it up and it's like a map, and it'll show you around you where people have hidden these. They're called caches, geocache, and each one will have like approximate locations and then like a couple hints, and they're usually in like tiny little plastic film, those things that you put film
like
in
a tube.
Yeah, like a tube, and it's just like a scroll that you sign your name on and then put back. But it's a lot of fun to go.
You
You'd
can
be
see all the
surprised,
people
too.
who've
They're-
been there, you know.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
everywhere.
really? Evan, can you describe it more? Or maybe because you're a producer, could you pull up a fucking picture for Terrell?
I could pull up a picture.
I know he cutting people off and he's putting shit up.
It's that wet bomb.
People.
It's
Like,
hitting
what the hell
hard.
is happening?
We used to the closest one. There was some in the forest, like in Colorado where I lived. So it'll be like trying to find one of like.
God
There's
damn, that
big-
was a whole Tupperware.
Yeah, that's way bigger. The ones we
So is
found
this
were
I
smaller,
never
like
knew this
this.
is a real thing. They go on Easter egg hunts and shit for tubes.
Terrell, you know what's funny, Terrell?
Yes.
I bet you've seen at least 10 movies about this.
No, I have not.
No, yeah, we're a group of kids get into a car and they're like, hey, let's go to this location. And they go there and it's like a trap house. I know for sure you've seen that one. I can't think of it. You know what? I'll look it up.
Nice. I never heard
I
of this.
have to really quick plug my computer in before.
Okay,
he dies.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Okay,
I
while
will
we
be
look at
right back.
Geocaching. Yeah, no
Good
problem.
idea.
Yeah, the closest one though, when I was in high school, there was one in the sign for our town that said like "Welcome to Meeker, Colorado," and if you went out to the sign, you pulled a brick out of the sign, and the tube was like behind the brick in there, and that was
So
like,
how do you know it's not there no more? What if somebody goes to find it from the app and then it's gone, and then someone else looks at the app and says, "Oh, let's go here," and it ain't even there anymore? 'Cause
well, if
someone
it's,
took it.
I've never ran into that situation of where it wasn't there. Now I have
you're
ran into
supposed to put it
situations of,
back.
like we couldn't find
Oh,
it. but-
okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to just sign your name and put it back. I could see kids like being like, "Oh, it'd be funny if we took it, wouldn't it?" You know, but like
Yeah.
I've never personally
Okay.
ran into that happening with the geocaches.
So you always put
that
it
I've
back when you
found.
played.
Yeah. We just pulled it out, wrote our name
And what
on
did
it,
you
and then
find
put it
since
back.
you want to talk about it?
It was just the same thing. It was just a tube with a piece of paper on it with people's names, and it's just kind of a thing of like
Oh,
you
there was
can
no
see.
money in it or nothing good?
No, it's the thrill of the hunt. You know, like you find this
Oh.
thing that other people have found.
I thought there
Go
was
out
a
searching for
payoff. Like
tubes.
we were saying, ain't no payoff to no paper.
Oh my God. Evan, you got to know who you're talking to. I've been trying to get Terrell to go camping since I met him.
Oh, I'm not ever going camping. You got me fucked up.
I love.
Oh,
camping.
Terrell, you will go camping with me.
No.
Yeah, you gotta go camping.
Right
with
above
dogs.
LA.
in a real bed and some liquor because I can't.
Liquor.
What about a
Yes.
houseboat?
I don't want to go on no damn boat. I
Come on,
can't
it's a
swim.
house though.
A houseboat?
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. Y'all gonna end up pushing me
could-
off the boat or something.
Why would we do that?
you could bring liquor to the woods and just get drunk, and then you wouldn't.
My
you wouldn't
biggest
even realize.
fear. Sorry, I just interrupted.
No, please do
No,
it. He
that
needs to get
adds
to
to
it
it.
more.
That's what we do. That's our
King.
thing.
My Terrell is salty. I love my biggest fear of sleeping on a boat would be waking up and it's sinking. Like you're
Oh,
waking
shit.
up to water up. Can you imagine how awful that would
Yeah,
be?
you
Yeah,
on the
fuck that.
Titanic.
I'm good
You
on
Got
water.
to play Rose and Leonardo, whatever his name was.
Like I'm down to sleep in the woods, but you put water, I'm good. Especially the ocean, deep
Oh
water
my
where
Yeah,
you
we
don't,
know you
No.
don't like water.
see.
You
No,
just-
fuck that.
You just tried it today.
Dude, also Terrell wouldn't be worried about water. He'd be worried about a little stowaway. Right?
Who?
A little
What,
rat.
somebody jerking off in the
Oh,
walls
I
of
don't
the
want
boat?
no rat.
Mhm.
Jerking off is fine, but not a rat. You're crazy.
I was like, did I hear jerking off?
A rat? That's scary as hell.
Yeah. They appear on
Mm-mm.
boats.
Why? I don't want to know.
Either.
It's okay. We can move on.
So Dutch, while we're talking about your non-found footage career, I have I watched one of them today. I watched
Oh, you
Inferno.
did?
I did.
Oh, okay.
You didn't tell me shit.
I literally just finished it before we jumped in here. And
So let's talk about Inferno.
well, let's say it opens up with David and a whole ass family. I was thinking the whole time, he's got a wife and a kid. And the kid,
Yeah.
yeah, he
You
does.
do? Oh, wow. I gotta go watch that.
In the movie, yeah.
In the
Yeah, I
movie.
know that. Yeah, I know.
Thank you for clarifying.
And guess what? The kid grows up to be Susie, dude.
Oh shit!
I
Yeah.
literally forgot, and I actually forgot until you just said that.
Yep.
I'm not even
Was
kidding.
that long ago? How long was this movie? When did this movie come out?
2018.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
2018,
I thought everyone was
I
gonna
think.
jump in and tell us.
I didn't know.
No, but it's it's funny. It's got a lot of like the Dutch hallmarks in there. Like you can kind of feel the faux documentary aspect of it kind of pushing through. There,
Yeah.
It opens up with like a VO, and there's like
Mm.
crime scene photos, and then Susie's kind of like captured by this disappearance of her parents in that movie, and she's like investigating. I'm almost like, damn, I wonder if this could be
Oh.
like a prequel, but no. By the end of the movie, you know that it can't be. But also
Yeah.
trains, like, are
Yep.
you're a train guy, right?
Love trains.
Like a choo-choo train, or
Yep.
oh, okay.
What other kind of train,
well-
Terrell? What the
I
hell?
love all trains.
That's it.
And that is why we called the show Footage Foreplay, because we knew this would be inevitable. Well, we explained geocaching. Can you talk about your train, Terrell?
No.
Period.
Okay, so you like choo-choo trains.
Oh my
and, so what got you into found footage? And then we can talk about some more fun stuff.
Oh, trains aren't fun?
No.
Next.
I know.
I love the Blair Witch. I think was the
Mhm.
first thing to like really get me into found footage because I fell so hard for the "this is real" thing.
Yeah.
That and then just the feeling of like being in like the POV of being in their shoes and hearing like the voice behind the camera and really being like thrust into this situation that's kind of like I feel like that can only really be done well in found footage. And so I was watching this show Disappeared. Have you ever seen that? It's
Mhm.
like
I'm sure.
Yes.
okay. And in it, they were showing a lot of the family's home, the family that had disappeared. They were showing a ton of their home video stuff, and I was like, ooh, this would be spooky if we actually saw what happened to these people.
Ooh.
And that's how the idea for the first one came about.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I mean, I've never really made like a full-on found footage movie, because like some people don't even consider these found footage.
Got you.
Like,
Yeah, they're in-world
you know,
camera.
like, yeah, like really big found footage people who like have all the rules. They don't
Yeah.
really think of these as found footage, which
Who
I'm
are they?
like,
Name them.
okay.
We're gonna argue with that because you
Yeah,
know what?
for
We're
sure.
writing
Name
the
them.
rule book. God damn it!
Yeah, I've never seen them
Oh, you got it
disappear,
pulled
but
up
I've
over
seen
here.
shows like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
a
was
good
actually
show.
doing a little
It's great.
producing, so they didn't talk shit, you know, because they're always shouting at me. Do some producing, producer.
But is he not wrong?
No.
He's sitting there smiling or high as fuck. Like, what is he doing?
You know,
It's true.
It is true.
why would
Mhm.
people? Man, it's funny. My first experience with found footage critic was kind of a contemptuous one. Because one, I'm like, fuck, somebody did it before us. They categorized everything. But then I started reading the reviews, and somebody had written, and this is before our boy Thomas got in there. So I'm not
I was
talking
about
about
to say, are
Thomas
you
Burke.
just about to shit on
No,
Thomas?
no.
No, he would never do that.
It was pre-Thomas. No, we love Thomas. He's the
Mhm.
he's the god of found footage. But make another
He
fucking
is.
movie, Tom. In there they were talking about the sacrament, and somebody was they were splitting hairs in a way where one of the main characters passed on a camera to a villager. And they're like, it's funny how the villager was able to frame shots just as good as this cameraman from Vice. This movie's completely unbelievable. And I'm like, we can't do that. We can never
the
go that
rule
far.
thing, it's too much. It's like either you're into the movie or you're like taking notes about like what rules are being broken and stuff. The only time I've ever been aware of something like that was the new Paranormal Activity, Next of Kin.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's a scene where all of a sudden it like switches to like
You just breaks
actual
format.
Mhm.
Yes, it breaks format. I was like, wait, what the hell's going on here? Like they're showing over the shoulder shots and like coverage and like close-ups and stuff, and then it switched back to the camera. But that was the only time.
Yeah, like in the
a
top of that
movie-
barn, right? She's like in the top of that barn, and the
I
crazy
think
shit's happening up there.
She's like fighting with a demon or monster or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so. Yeah, she's like falling down a hole or something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, that
that's the
movie
only
was
time
alright.
I
It
was
was
aware
weird.
of it. It was weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the funny
Terrell,
thing
did
about
we
that
review
is,
that?
We watched it together on like
I
Paramount
know.
Plus or something.
And I
don't know.
remember
Paramount
I
Plus.
liked it.
I like it too.
I liked it
Immediately,
too.
everybody started. I'm sure you got it too, where everybody's like, "It broke format. It's not found footage." And I'm like, "Shut up! Like, what do you?"
Was y'all entertained? That's the question.
Rules are meant to be broken. And honestly, you know, the biggest rule that's kind of been completely thrown out the window is background music. Like, Horror in the High Desert doesn't have to worry about that because it's a fully produced like show. But there's so many like, these people died. Here's the police footage, and then they have like,
There's
you know,
music.
a score. Yeah, and it's like, what did the police like fucking hire a composer?
Yeah.
But
It doesn't really
you know, at
bug
the end of the day, it's like, do you want the more enjoyable movie, or do you want to like really try and trick people? Because if you really trick them, they're going to be mad at you. We've seen that many times. So I don't
I'm
know.
cool with the music. I like it. I mean, the good example of that too is the Last Exorcism.
Mhm.
Awesome movie.
Yeah.
They totally play. There's like crazy strings throughout the whole thing. Just like walking through the forest, and there's a violin going crazy. I'm here for it. I like it.
How you feel about part 2?
I didn't like the
Say
second
yeah.
one. I did that too, and Russ is like, "You didn't like part 2?"
No, I didn't like it either. I thought it was
That
stupid as
bitch,
hell.
Ashley Bell, whatever her name is, she scares me. She did a convention recently. She looked just like that. Well, obviously it's her, but she creeps me out.
Yes.
She don't creep you
I
out?
saw her at a restaurant.
Yeah.
You saw her at a restaurant? Was she? Oh, I'm surprised she ate. She's so damn skinny.
She is tiny. I was like, oh my God, I
Yes.
think I'm going to break this whole rule of like not approaching people. I almost went
You
over to
were?
her table. Yeah, but
Mhm.
then I was like, she's eating. I don't want to be like that dude
Let her
that
eat. Don't
interrupts her
fuck
dinner.
that up because she needs it.
Oh my God. You know Terrell would have went over there. You would have
No, I
tapped her,
wouldn't have.
sat down
You
with
would've got
her,
a
got
Terrell
a
fee
Terrell
with her.
fee.
I would
Yeah.
have got a Terrell fee. I sure
I
would
know.
have.
Terrell's so charming though. Like, I feel like no
Mhm.
one would be mad at Terrell approaching. You're just so
Oh,
damn
thank
charming.
you. I appreciate that.
I would. I'd
Hold
be
on.
pissed.
Has anybody been mad? I've been there when Terrell's jumped on a table to get a picture with Jennifer
I did
Tilly.
with Jennifer Tilly with her tits out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in front
I
of a
sure did.
line of people who were all
Yep,
like,
because
what the
they
fuck?
They said no pictures. And she's like this. And I was like, okay. And I got my fat ass on that table. We took that picture. I sure did.
You really got on a
And
table?
I
Yeah.
sure did.
Evan, pull it up.
And
Is it
also,
on? Is it on your
don't pull that
Instagram?
picture up. You
Of
can't
course
find
it
You
is.
won't
Of
find
course
it.
it's on his
Anyway,
Instagram.
so, and also, remember at Monster Palooza when y'all falling asleep during Juliet Landau?
Oh, I remember. It was
Her
a great nap.
documentary for vampires. Him and Oksana gonna fall asleep. Could you believe it? And they did a whole cast photo
Fall
afterwards.
asleep.
And Russell, remember what I did?
No, what'd you do?
You don't remember?
You're probably really polite and sat down and she
I
came
ran
over.
up on the stage and got a picture with the whole cast. Yes, I did. Mhm. You don't remember that?
Oh, how could I forget?
Like, you sound like you forgot.
No,
It
I was just playing
great.
along. And no, I also remember during that screening, I
Mhm.
looked over. I'm like, oh shit, Steve Niles is here. And you
Oh,
said,
don't do that. That's
you're
so
like, who?
mean.
You said who? And I said he's a
I
comic
did.
book
Who?
writer. And then he
Mhm.
went, which one? And I pointed him out, and Terrell ran over there and took a picture.
I'm a mess.
But don't worry, I got him back. Because when we were in
How?
the lobby, I'm like, oh shit, look, there's that guy. And he's like, who? I'm like, him, he's a big celebrity. And he ran over and got a picture with Ron Jeremy.
Oh my
That
God.
picture will never see the light of day. It was nasty. He had on some chanclas and some nasty toes, and he was in sweats. I was like, why
He
is
always
so
looks like
ugly?
he just walked
Looking
out of a
like
he's
fucking
on
back alley
Death's
somewhere.
doorstep.
It was really. I didn't realize I was Ron Jeremy at the time, and you guys were hella laughing. He was so fat,
Dude.
It was weird. He was short. I was like, also the dick
Oh
was
my
so big.
God.
Didn't he
This?
fuck like a lot of people?
Oh God, when was that?
Yeah, I
Those
mean,
few
the
years
dude's
ago-
dick is massive, but
I think
he's
he was
also,
like the
you know.
first porn star.
Yeah, well, it was definitely the last.
that's about all he's got going for him now. Is that
And I
hog?
never posted that picture, and I never will. That was
Dude,
disgusting.
Terrell, it would crush.
Mhm.
People would love that
No.
picture.
That
It-
picture. You should see my cheesing ass face with his old ass
You have
Porn
got to
star.
send this to me, please.
with the chanclas.
Oh yeah. And Terrell towered over him too.
And he was so short.
You have to send me this picture.
I was like, look at this Oompa Loompa. You did get me on that one.
Dude, but it's a good photo. I'm telling you,
Mm-mm.
he looks so goofy in it. If you
Mhm.
posted that easy, you're gonna get a lot of
Mhm.
likes on there. A
I
lot
don't
of
give a fuck
traction.
about that. I don't
Terrell
care.
was right. I can't
Has
find
anyone
the
ever
Jennifer
said
Tilly
no
one.
I
to
know
you,
you need to
Terrell?
go find that picture.
I ain't scrolling through all that.
What'd you say, Dutch?
Has anyone ever said, no, I'm not taking a picture?
They've wanted money.
DragCon. I never did my video for DragCon yet, but DragCon, there was one queen that did that. Kind of, sort of. But she's like, oh, she played it off. She's like, oh, come to my booth. But I get it, because when you're walking through in DragCon, the lighting isn't the best. She doesn't know my
Yeah.
selfie capabilities, so obviously she can pick the tea. But she would have had a great picture with me. But can't remember what the queen was. It was an international girl, and I didn't really give a fuck because I didn't really care for her and her season. I just saw her and I just thought I'd ask because it worked. I met a lot
You're
of
like,
girls
as
walking
if,
around.
bitch.
And then some of them be kind of
Turning
rude
me
when
down?
they take it. Like Precious Paula Nicole from the winner of season 1 of Philippines, I met, and she was kind of rude when she took that picture. She's like, "Can you hurry up, please?" I'm like, "Bitch, I didn't even like you in your season. How can you even rush me?" I wanted to be the summer twin hoe, but I couldn't tell her that. But whatever.
I would
It was
love to
awful.
see
But
you
her-
tell them that.
I know.
Like Lemon, we can get the Drag Race, but Lemon from Canada and then the current Canada versus the World. I met her and I got her little citrusy vinyl, whatever, and we got in line. I mean, to meet her, take a picture, and she's like, "So, which one of the girls were rude?" She wanted to get to the bottom of the tea. She a fellow Virgo, that's a Virgo sister. But anyway, she was just wanted to know what queens here were bitchy, and like, I was like, I almost was gonna tell her about that story, but I didn't. I was like, "Oh, everyone's so nice." She said, "Oh, you're lying. There's not everything here is nice." Like Bombay wasn't nice. She dressed up as RuPaul. She had the bald head, and she was walking around. And when people were asking for pictures, she looked so annoyed. But bitch, I still asked her.
That one bugs me.
And she rushed me too. Bombay from Canada. One of the seasons, they were so boring. They blend together.
The one that's smiling all the time, like.
Yeah, and she has shitty drag. I felt bad for her because I went to go meet Bernie, and Bombay was right next to her, and she's like looking at me like, "Oh, you gonna come meet me?" And I was like, "No." And I went to go meet Bernie because I actually liked Bernie from Philippines season 2, and yeah, that was the first. Maybe that's why she didn't really fuck with me, but I still took the picture. She dressed up as RuPaul walking around and expecting no one to ask her for a photograph. Weird.
There's so many now. I'm like, their names. I'm like, wait, which? Unless I really like them, I can't remember some of their names. The one I'm thinking of is not Bombay either. But
yeah, Bombay is like Indian.
Yeah, I know Bombay Bicycle Club, the band.
Yeah, I can't think of the one I'm thinking of. I got declined too at DragCon. By Sharon Needles.
By who?
Sharon Needles.
Well, she racist. We ain't got to get a picture with that bitch. She's already canceled.
Is she really?
She went from sucking dick on stage to talking about, to grooming Aquaria, to talking racist stuff, to declining Dutch a photo. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, declined. That's literally what you said. I walked up and I said, "Hey," because we did go to her booth, but she wasn't there. She had like a "Be Back Soon" sign. And so then we saw her smoking a cigarette across the street at like a restaurant. And so I just walked up and asked her, I was like, "Hey, can I please get a picture?" She literally interrupts me. She goes, "Declined," and then turned around.
That's funny.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Like,
and I loved Sharon Needles back then. But
yeah, this was before she got canceled. But she ended up taking a picture with me.
Oh, okay. She got the picture. So speaking of Drag Race, how caught up are you? I know there's like thousands of seasons out right now.
I stopped halfway through the last All-Stars because I just cannot with this charity shit. I know that it's like this awesome thing to do. Like, I want to see a competition, not a love fest. I mean, I'm all about like positivity and everything, but it's just so there's like no payoff of any kind. I feel like, speaking of
there was no drama, there was no stakes, there was nothing. So I got kind of bored watching it as well. It's 12 episodes of the same bitches every week doing the same thing, no eliminations.
The same thing.
But they're just had scissors to cut the next bitch off so they don't win the next week. And I was like, okay, whatever. It was just Roxy versus Angeria the whole damn time. And then it was just, it got kind of boring. Like Vanjie's
it got awkward.
Yeah, Vanjie barely had screen time. Plastique had amazing runways and didn't really get the wins or whatever. Then you had boring, like, I don't like Nina West, but she was just there. She creeps me out of her drag. It's weird, but she's a Disney queen. She's like 53. Was just kind of bland, right? I like elimination.
So bland.
Because the season before it, season 8, where Jimbo won and Candy was in the top 2 or whatever, and Jessica Wilde top 3. Anyways, there was a lot of drama with that season because a lot of girls threatened to quit. Like Heidi in Closet quit, and they had like, and people getting eliminated early were upset because, oh, hey, I canceled all these bookings. I'm not going to get paid. I came on this show, like that. So they're trying to like teeter-totter around it. So that way, let's just pay these girls, get them on the show, get the bigger names of the girls that are booked and busy. Like, Vanjie's booked and busy. She was late to DragCon. She came up fast. She'd be like 5 hours late, strutting in. She looked good though. So let's get to that. Anyway, so a lot of these girls, they're busy. They're big. Yeah, she was late as fuck, but she's a star. Anyways, and all these queens on this current season, the one that just ended, were, they're hard to get a hold of. So I think that's why they did that. Because season 10 is even weirder. I don't know if I want to spoil that on here right now, but what I've heard is that one's just as weird as 2. So
wait, it's season 10 isn't out though.
All Stars, no. They just filmed before DragCon. They filmed. There's gonna be like 20 girls or something, and each episode is a different group of girls, and they're actually going to eliminate to get to final 9. And then those last episodes are all the 9 girls that don't do elimination. So it's different groups. Like Phoenix is on there, Nicole Page Brooks. They're bringing back a lot of the old girls, kind of.
Nicole Page Brooks.
Yes, I love her. I met her at DragCon. She's everything. I'm sorry.
Wait, how do you know this?
Reddit.
Among other ways, but yes, that's a good one. Yes, Asia Sky is on there. Phoenix from season 3, who's the Madonna impersonator. I met her at DragCon. Georges is back again because RuPaul loves Georges.
Love Georges.
Isabel Brooks is on there. Aja's back, but not all these girls make it to the final 9 situation.
Love Aja.
Me too. She's drama, so you're gonna be living for this because you like the drama.
Love the drama.
So did you like season 16?
Who won 16?
Oh my Lance!
I love it.
I mean,
Dutch, you make me so happy.
Why?
Because Terrell and Andy used to get mad at me whenever I couldn't remember.
Because you don't give a fuck about the show.
No, I would just be like, I can't. How do you keep up with it? How do you remember all the names?
I definitely saw it. I just can't remember who won.
Gotcha.
Sophia's like that with Survivor. She'll pull.
I just got into Survivor.
Yeah, she'll pull the season and who won it, and I'm like, damn, I would have had to look that up.
Like, well, it's Nymphia win. She won. It was her versus.
Oh yes.
Saphira in the top 2.
That was a great season.
Win,
great
that
season.
Crazy. Yes, it was. Mirage, Morphine. Yeah, it was great. That was a good season. But what were you going to say before this? Sorry, I cut you off.
I don't remember. I feel like they're all trying to do this like wow moment during their lip syncs, and I will never forget what's her face, that butterfly disaster.
Oh yeah,
when it went like terribly wrong. She had
Asia,
yeah. But when they pull it off, it's rad. Like Aquaria having like flames coming out of her hands and stuff.
Yep.
But now, like every season that comes out, I feel like their looks are like, these have got to cost like $5,000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The shit they wear, it's like or more. Yeah, it's like it's. I feel like it's no longer just like regular drag. It's turned into like a whole like performance.
So can I have a Terrell moment real quick? Can y'all explain to me what Drag Race like is?
He's like, what's a drag queen?
What do they do on the show? Like, do they are there challenges, or do they just do a different drag get up every week?
Or like, and they do challenges every week. They have like an acting challenge, improv. There's a roast challenge.
Okay. That's what I was curious what the challenges were.
They dress up like celebrities and pretend to be them for like a talk show, and then they do runways. They have some challenges they have to make their own garments. Then the bottom 2 girls from the week after the challenge or whatever, they have to lip sync for their life. So they do a lip sync to a song, and then whoever wins that lip sync stays, and the girl goes home. And it just goes through that until the end. It's great. I love it. I've been watching since season 1.
It's amazing.
I was just curious what
the lip syncs are great. The dramas,
especially
in the earlier seasons, the drama's been was amazing for Dutch. And Dutch, I remember I think it was season 15, that you and David loved that lip sync with the Nitra and fucking what's the other bitch that looks like a boy? Marsha, that bitch. Yes, and they had that lip sync. Jumped over her. I remember you texted me right away, and you guys were rewatching. I can't remember what the song was. I know. Anitra was great.
Boss bitch.
There you go. Yep, so I knew you would know.
I will like randomly YouTube that lip sync when I need a little pick me up.
Because.
It's just so good, and that song is so catchy. But that lip sync is when I was like, okay, this show might be rigged, because some of the other like double saves that he's done have been really kind of questionable. That should have been a double save.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, they're both amazing. Both. Yeah. Do you have any other lip syncs that stand out to you that you hella liked?
Latrice. Doing.
I love Latrice. You can ask Russell about that. I love Latrice.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, what was the song? It was like that classic song, and her she accidentally stepped on her own necklace, so all the like pearls flew everywhere.
Oh, was that season 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was season 4. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the
Evan,
song.
look it up.
He's not going to know how to do that.
I'll tell you, the lip sync I always think about, one, Laganja, when she returned and she did that crazy splits.
She jumped off the thing?
Yeah.
All-Star 6.
Also,
the Ginger Minge you like.
Yep, the
Where the hell
Lizzo
my
song.
phone?
That shit is so good.
Yeah.
Because the thing that kind of bums me out about Drag Race is it kind of changed the culture where the like kind of campy, funny queens are like, they're gone. And now it's all like beauty, dancing, like it's almost like seriously good entertainers, where back in the day, just being like a fucking comedian queen could do it for you. Yeah. And I feel like Ginger's like one of the last holdouts, or at least, right? She did the Huluween thing too.
Yep. Well, she's on All Stars 10, so root for her there.
Shit. Okay. How's she doing on it? I know you've already seen it.
9,
oh,
so we'll
God.
We'll see.
God, I love that you have this insight.
We don't know. They haven't.
I know.
Well, they're going to film, like I said, they filmed those group episodes before DragCon. Then they're taking a break. So the final 9, they are going to come back, I think, early next year to film the rest of the season. And then they're going to air it in the summer. Because they're splitting it up differently because of bookings and stuff. So it's not fully finished.
I wonder if they're going to do a live finale this time where you can go. I don't know that I would ever go again because it was like 10 fucking hours.
Oh, that was a mess. I went for that Anitra one and she fucked up that guy's leg, and I saw it in real life where she did that little twirl and she fell on his leg, and they had to redo the whole, because he was one of the 5 dancers. They had no, what is it when sports, when they have a guy on the bench? I don't know the terms, but they didn't have that.
Like a reserve?
Whatever. You a sports guy, Evan? You don't look like it.
I mean,
anyway,
not really, no.
they had to go redo all of the looks.
I like
the dance
skateboarding.
Team. We were there for like 9 hours. I was like, this is a lot, just sitting here. Looking in front of me at the guy trying to fix his picture for Grindr. He's on the name. He's a pit crew guy. He's a white dude with these. He was trying to fix his muscles in his picture, and he was posting it on Grindr. It was so weird.
Well, you said
during the
pit
taping
crew when Evan perked up.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking my mind went to NASCAR. What kind of pit crew are you talking about?
Well, it's usually like a dude that just has wearing like a Speedo with his bulge out. They come out,
like
oiled up,
different attire.
It's Drag Race.
But what do they do? I mean, what's
their
they
help
job?
The girls in challenges, or they like get them excited.
They change their tires and shit.
No, so Evan, everything like I was saying, like drag used to be kind of like back when it was like a brave thing to dress up like a girl and perform, and people would be mad about it.
Right.
The whole culture was kind of like a fuck you. Like, we're going to do it anyway and we're going to have fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And like gay men can come here, right? So the whole show is built on that kind of like double entendre. So the pit crew is a bunch of dudes in Speedos who would come out and kind of like set up the challenge.
Okay.
So they're kind of doing a Drag Race thing. And I used to have a thing where I would talk shit on VH1 because I'm like, once VH1 picked them up, they like kind of de-gayified the show. And the pit crew, which used to be 12 people, turned into like 2.
Yeah, they have 2 now.
But I also realized that I was kind of part of the problem because I started watching the show because Oksana brought me to it. And I'm like, she was like, oh, you don't have to watch this. I know you don't like it. I'm like, this show's good. Like, it's good reality TV.
It was fun. We used to watch it
love
every
reality
Friday.
TV.
Yeah,
we just never watched this particular show.
And honestly, you would like it. It's a well-made show. But because a bunch of straight dudes started watching it, I feel like VH1 made the choice, well, let's make it a little less gay. Like,
they watered it down.
I kind of felt, dude, right? Like, Evan, there used to be 12 dudes in Speedos out there for almost no reason.
Isn't that what you want? You're watching a drag show. Don't you want 12 dudes in Speedos? I would.
I mean, always. That's why I hang out with Terrell. Like, Terrell did not like that.
The more dudes in Speedos, the better, I feel like. I'd wear a Speedo and go on there. Hit me up, Drag Race. I'll come on there in a Speedo.
No, they don't need you.
We don't need you on that.
But here, just a little fun fact about Terrell. We would hang out. Look, don't worry. It's very kind. I don't know if kind's the right word, but he would come over just to like have movie night. And I would beg him, just wear fucking pajamas, dude. Don't get dressed. But he'll show up like that. He'll have a hat, I know you ironed the shirt before you came over.
Girl, because that's the way I go out. I don't like going, what if I see somebody? I'm like, girl, we go to the stove, we go to the Mexican thing. I might run into, you don't be running into people. And I'd be like, oh, I don't want to look like a fucking homeless man. So that's why.
Pajama pants, just be comfortable.
I don't like
Meanwhile, I'm just driving around my small town, just looking homeless as fuck, dude.
Evan, god damn it. Yeah, please apply for the pit crew.
Fuck.
Yeah,
if they deny me, I'll just create my own show.
Pajamas.
Evan Jordan's Hag
Me
Race.
too, at home.
Stand up, Terrell. You got pajama pants on?
No, I don't. Got on jeans.
Prove it.
I'm about to head out after this. I'm about to go into the city after this.
Oh, you going out? Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a birthday
party. Anyways, let's get back to Dutch. So Dutch, you're talking about Drag Race. Do you have?
I'm sure Dutch appreciates
for y'all.
Okay.
Oh, good.
What is the last movie that like truly scared you? Obviously, don't say mine. But what is like the last movie that actually scared you?
Okay, who's going first?
Evan, go first.
No, fuck that. Don't put me on the spot. I don't know. Don't put me on the
Evan's
spot.
scared right now. He's been hitting a bong all day.
The last movie that truly scared me. Dutch, you start that off.
What? No. Okay, I'll start
He asked it.
I'll start it. Oh, do you have an answer? Go for it.
You might already know his. I'm trying to think.
I think, honestly, still, I'm going to have to say The Blackwell Ghost.
Really?
Look at Terrell.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it.
Cut that.
No, I like it.
Oh my god.
At home by myself. I actually had to like turn the lamp on.
Wow.
God damn it, Dutch. Why'd you say that? See, this is why I wanted to cut him off. Because the last time, I'll give two answers.
You don't get scared. You pretend.
No, dude, you're gonna fucking hate it too. But Blackwell Ghost 3, when they go to Florida, me and Oksana were having a hard time with that movie.
Why?
And I remember telling Terrell, and I was like, Terrell, I know you're probably not gonna like these movies. You'll probably call them white people shit.
It is.
But dude, they're just
some honky tonk shit.
It's the atmosphere. Like it is really palpable. But because Dutch said that, I'll pivot to my other one.
Okay.
When I first watched Resolution, that movie got me. And I don't know what it was, but we used to do screenings in my parents' garage, Dutch. And I've had a bunch of chairs set up and a projection screen. And I remember I went out in the backyard to pee. And I had a weird existential moment where I felt like really tiny in the universe. And it felt so dumb because I just watched. Do you know Resolution? Have you seen that movie?
The Benson and Moorhead?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It's like
the
their
one
first
where
movie, isn't it? Where they're in the cabin.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a found footage movie without being found footage. It's all about finding. Yeah, that movie. I don't know why, but it's something in my lizard brain. It clicked, and I went outside, and I was just like terrified. It was so weird.
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
All right, was that enough time?
It's a very, very like brain melting movie.
Yeah, except not.
I think of a movie that really scared me. I think it would probably be like where I had to come home and put on cartoons and sleep with the light on. It was probably Paranormal Activity, the first one, because I saw that in theaters, and I always have that weird, like that story I talked about last couple episodes ago with who we talked about, DePaul. When I did the Ouija board thing, and that shit was moving, and I felt like I experienced that, and then to watch that movie and see doors closing and shit and all this stuff happening, I was scared. I was terrified. So that kind of stuff creeps me out. And I think I remember going home that day and I thought about it a few times, a few nights actually, and then my ass went right back to watch it again. Like I was like I wanted to like I don't know, but that movie, the first one, and I love that series, but that first one fucked me up because I went home, I watched the Flintstones, Yabba Dabba Doo, and I slept with the lights on.
Flintstones. That one scared me too.
Yeah, it fucked me up.
Did you see that at the Metreon?
I think I did.
Okay,
it was
Yeah, I was there then too. And yeah, that movie, it kind of weaponized the nighttime noises. Because any creak, any door, anything, you're just like, oh, it's a fucking ghost. Like immediately.
Goddamn diamond.
Also,
they started
Terrell,
a podcast, those two.
Oh, they
I
did.
know.
Oh, shit.
They
Yeah.
did. I listened to the first episode. Micah and
Katie?
Katie, funny. I remember when I met her taking the trophy. She tried to take my phone and her take it. Like, bitch, I know what I'm doing. I like this script for part 2 better. Because when I took the picture, she even commented on the Instagram post. She was like, "Oh, you take great pictures." I said, "Yeah, tell that bitch Katie that." Because she tried to take my phone. She said, "Let me
That
take it."
would
She was all trying to be all
piss me
sweet.
off.
But it was cute. Like what I did was I let her do it. I didn't like the picture, so I said, "Let's do it again." We did it with mine. Sinister Creature Con. You can look that up.
Terrell, didn't Long Legs get under your skin too?
Not in the way that Paranormal Activity did, but it did. That movie was tension filled, 1000%. That wasn't the scariest.
Yeah, I just remember you saying when you got home, you kept thinking about Nicolas Cage.
I was, but not to the extent of Paranormal Activity. He said that one truly, I think, scared the fuck out of me. And I was by myself too when I got home. It was a whole lot. It was a whole thing, and I was terrified.
It's always different when you're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah. For the way I watched the first Paranormal Activity was actually like when the DVD released. I was in high school, and I remember it being such a crazy, like, the word of mouth for that movie was insane. Like, I still think about it to this day. Like, how people that I never talked to movies about were like talking about that, especially horror, you know, and like they were talking about that movie. And so I bought the DVD as soon as it came out, and I watched it alone in my bedroom, like, just in the dark. And I feel like that was a hella effective way to watch it, because the minute it went off, I was afraid of my own house, you know. But
that's
I would
why
say
you moved into the shed.
yeah, that's why I no longer. I've denounced houses now.
I'm sure you hear hella noises in that damn shed. Snakes and bears and tigers and shit outside. I couldn't do it. Mosquitoes.
I would say I have 2 answers for this though.
Why?
Oh no.
because I think in terms of like what people call like scary movies type being scared, I think the last one that got me was It Doesn't Get Any Better Than This. Because like when that movie turns from like weird, you know, like you're already kind of nervous just because it's all so unsettling and weird. When it turns into full blown like, you know, terror at the very end, it's like it worked for me. It really, and I think the authenticity of that movie really lends itself to, like, it felt so real that I really was freaked out by it, you know.
But people watching you from outside.
Okay. I have
Yeah.
not
Were
seen
you
this
able to
movie.
catch that? I don't think you were
No.
there yet, huh?
Yeah,
No,
you
I
weren't
wasn't
there. You were
there.
late.
Yeah, you fucked up, Dutch, because now It Doesn't Get Any Better Than This is playing at fucking TIFF.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
So
But wait, it's
so
not
they are
out?
going to play. No, they won't show it streaming, or they're not going to put out any media. It has to be in theaters. They just it's part of the
that's
movie.
right. They're doing that thing. Got it.
Yeah, but it is coming to the Alamo out here in the Bay Area. So maybe we'll convince you to come out and we could go watch it up there.
Don't
You definitely
have to,
should. I think
work too hard to convince me.
it's
I love
truly
Susie.
like worth the trip. Like, that movie's a ride, and it feels so authentic in a way that I think few in-world camera movies, you know, like achieve. Like, you're up there in that category with like how authentic.
Good
and
job.
Stuff. Like, but there's
Way
a
to
few.
save that.
No, there is. No,
Why,
there is.
thank
There's
you.
Rambling. Let's just get
Wait.
to it. All right,
That's
what's
a
the
very
second
small
one?
group. The second one is because I think the things that scare me in life are different.
Commitment, jobs.
No. So I'm actually gonna. I think the movie
Taxes.
that scared me was, and this is weird. Terrell's definitely gonna make fun of it. Russell probably is too. But
No,
That
never.
chicken movie.
But no, it's Michael Sarnowski's movie Pig, because the idea of just being because the idea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because the idea of just like being alone and like having nobody like
Girl, you should have stuck with that
to
first
support
movie.
you and to I don't know, just like he's been through all this shit and he kind of just has nobody, you know, and he loses the one thing he had left of his wife, the pig. Like, I don't know, that whole notion scares me way more than a ghost or something going bump in the
you
night.
don't like
you know,
ghosts.
of being like alone and having nobody one day, you know, and like just I don't know, that kind of shit is way more.
Oh,
You had
that
a
is
dog like you do.
horrifying.
Did you call his
yeah.
wife a pig, dude?
I don't even know what he
What?
said.
He said his wife the pig,
No, I didn't
really
say his
rude.
wife the pig.
and he had mushrooms. He had skill and talent.
He
Those
had
are other
skill and
things you'll
talent,
never
but what?
have.
But listen, that's the thing though, is what good was that talent when he wasn't showcasing it to anybody?
Couldn't
Like, he
share
was
it
off
with
in the
anybody.
woods by himself. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing just is like heartbreaking
I get
and
weird
terrifying.
when I'm by myself for too long. Like if I spend a couple of days just like working on my computer and then I go out into the world around people, I'm fucking weird. Like,
Yeah,
I have to like
it affects you, for
reintegrate
sure.
into like talking to people.
Like I value alone time, but I need my people too,
I bet.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
So
That
that's
was a
my
good
second
answer.
pick.
Pig. All right. So Dutch, where could the viewers and the listeners find you to hear updates about Horde in the High Desert 4 or whatever the hell else is coming up? Might be more surprises. Where can they find
There
you?
is one fun surprise I'm working on too, real quick. Is
give us some sneak peek.
It's a comedy called Queer Billies, and it's
What
about
the
gay
fuck?
hillbillies.
Queer Billy? Is it honky tonk?
It's honky tonk, and I am gonna play in the world of this movie. There's a character that all of the queer billies hate, and she hates them. She's kind of like their arch nemesis. Her name's Bunny, and I'm gonna play her.
Oh,
I'm excited. When is this coming?
Yeah.
You gotta send it to me so I can review
Hell
it.
yeah.
You'll be like one of the first people to get this.
Okay.
But you can find me on Instagram at Dutch MDM or Horror in the High Desert on Facebook and Instagram. Or Twitter, because I will never call it X. Do any of you actually call it X?
Nope.
No, fuck no.
Twitter.
I call
I've
it
started.
Twitter still.
I
Yeah.
know. I've started
He
doing
calls
it.
it X, and I get confused.
It doesn't take much, Terrell.
I can't wrap my head around it. X, like it's just been Twitter
X.
for so
Yeah,
long.
you've
that
had plenty of them. All right, so Dutch, it was great talking to you. I'm so glad you came on. We've been wanting to talk to you for a minute, and I'm glad your
It's a
movie's out,
pleasure.
and I'm glad people are giving it the love that it needs and deserves. And I can't wait to get these on Blu-ray. We gotta get you to sign us a copy.
Coming your way. Thank you for having me on the show, guys.
All right, for sure. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Until
thanks for
next
coming on.
time.
Dutch, I love you, man.
Love you guys.
Thanks for listening to Footage Foreplay. If you enjoy the show, please consider leaving a review, sharing it with a friend, or simply hitting like. These small gestures are a great free way to support this mayhem, and if you find some footage we should be fondling, email us at footageforeplay@gmail.com. Check back every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes, and remember, don't skip the foreplay.